Can I talk to you for a few minutes about Jesus and maybe give us a new perspective, a biblical perspective on this season, what it should mean to us, what it should be, what it should say to us. In Matthew 1:23, we sang about it, we've quoted it, we've said it, but it says, the virgin will conceive a child, she will give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God is with us. God is with us. That's the point of Christmas. That's the point of him coming. That's the point of everything we're doing. We got the trees and the lights and the songs and the trees, the lights on your house and the presents under the tree. It's fun and we love all of that and the traditions and the candles on candlelight, but it all comes back to that moment. Emmanuel, God with us. As Christians, Christianity, everything we believe, we're the only religion in the world that doesn't say, I'm trying to get my mind clear enough. I'm trying to earn enough points so that in paradise I'll have something waiting for me, or I want to come back as a better version of myself. No, we're the only religion that says our God came to us and wants to be with us. Emmanuel, God with us. Is God with you today? Is he truly with you? You know, one of the things that I love the most about my friends is that they like me. That's not very hard. You're like, wow, I thought I was coming to church and preacher got real deep today, really went deep in the Greek and the Hebrew, talking about just being liked. That's one of the best parts. I like people that like me. Come on, somebody, can I get an amen? I just like people that like me. You like me, I'll probably like you. Someone else like, no, that's not a good person. I'm like, well, they like me, so I kind of like them. You give them another shot, you know? You love me, I love you back. Do you think that God likes you? See, we know that God's love, and he's all love, and he can't break himself, and if he is love, then he loves everyone, and for God so loved that he gave, and we know the verses, and God is love, and God's all loving, and love your neighbor as yourself, and all this, but does he like you? See, some of us have this idea that God is judgmental and condemning, and he doesn't like me, and he doesn't answer my prayers. He might answer their prayers, but he doesn't answer mine. And honestly, if God showed up, he might condemn me. And here's the worst one, and I think a lot of us struggle with this. God would be disappointed. I don't know if I want him around because, you know, all of this stuff that I got going on and my struggles and my shortcomings and my issues and all of my flaws. And see, it's hard to want to be with someone that you don't think likes you. You know, like when someone hits me up, emails me, hey, pastor, I need to sit down and get coffee with you because what you said on Sunday wasn't very good and I got to straight. I'm like, you know what, it's weird. I am booked. I have no time in my schedule for, ever. You know what I'm talking about? Like it's weird how booked up I got all of a sudden. I'm just busy all of a sudden. Why? Because you just don't want to go be with someone that doesn't like you. And I think some of us are having a hard time being with God because we don't know if he likes us. Yeah, he loves me, but I don't know if he likes me. But Jesus gave up heaven and eternity and that union that he had with the Father and the Spirit. He gave all of that up to come into this baby's body of a baby, to be laying in a food trough, to be raised by parents that no one knew. They weren't royal, they weren't rich, they weren't, like he just came through the most humble of beginnings. And he risked all of that to be with you. And here's the kicker. He was just taking a shot at it because there was no guarantee that we would want to be with him. He risked it all. All of all of heaven, all of eternity, all that he had, he's like, I'll risk it for just a shot to be with them. And so many of us have minimized that gift, and we've minimized what he did for us to just a church service or a prayer every few weeks. We've minimized it to just, we got saved, we said the sinner's prayer, and so one day I'll go to heaven, but I'm just living on my own, I'm living for myself, I'm not with God. And he did all of that not just for you to have a moment in a service, but to have a life with him. He risked it all for just a shot to be with you. Emmanuel, God with us. See, that's what this is all about. He wants to be with you. In Luke 2:24, I love this part of the Christmas story. It's about a month after it, but in Luke 2:25 through 30, it says, listen, at that time there was a man in Jerusalem named Simon. He was righteous and devout and was eagerly waiting for the Messiah to come and rescue Israel. The Holy Spirit was upon him, and he had revealed to him that he would not die until he had seen the Lord's Messiah. That day, the Spirit led him to the temple. So when Mary and Joseph come to present the baby Jesus to the Lord as the law required, so about a month after his birth, or maybe 40 days after his birth, Simon was there. He took the child in his arms and praised God, saying, Sovereign Lord, now let your servant die in peace as you have promised. I have seen your salvation. This prophet Simon, he didn't see a church service and he didn't see a prayer line. He didn't hear someone quote the sinner's prayer. No, we saw Jesus. That's what salvation is. It's Jesus. And many of us have accepted cultural norms or cultural traditions, or we've accepted or merged other religions and do's and don'ts, and we think Christianity is just a sinner's prayer, and then sometimes I try to do my best and I'll try to live like a Christian. And so what does that mean? Some of us, we can't cuss, you can't drink, you don't smoke, and you come to church on Sundays, and you gotta act like a Christian. And we've minimized our walk with God, and we've minimized our salvation to just a prayer, as opposed to realizing that salvation is a person, and that person came to be with you. Simon's holding that baby. Have you ever held a 1-month-old baby? They're so fragile, they're so vulnerable. Salvation is laying in his arms. He goes, I can die because I saw salvation has come. It wasn't a moment and it wasn't a prayer. It was a person. It was Jesus. He came to be with us. But here's the other thing that we miss in this tradition, or just in the way we've been raised, or maybe in shallower teaching, that we think salvation is just a one-way ticket to heaven. When I die, I'm saved, so I'm going. It's like our fire insurance. Like, you don't need it until you do. And so you get saved and you pray the sinner's prayer and you do your thing and you check the box, I'm a Christian, and then when you die, you're like, I'm going to heaven because I'm saved. But that's not what salvation is. It's a person that came to be with you. It's a life that he has for you. It's a way that which you're supposed to live, not just a ticket when you die, but a way to live on. Like, as a Christian, you are not waiting for heaven. You're called to bring heaven. You're called to live in heaven. Thy kingdom come on earth right now. We need to stop being Christians waiting to get to heaven. We should bring heaven here. Why? Because Jesus came. Emmanuel, God with us. And we hear that salvation and we think, oh, I'm saved and I got a ticket, I'm going to heaven. And we miss everything he did for us. See, when I think of why Jesus came, it was because he came to restore that which was broke. He came to give back that which was lost. Well, what was that? We got to go back to the beginning, back to what he created, back to his original intent. And in the Garden of Eden, we see what the original intent was. It was for God to walk with humanity. I love that in Genesis it says that God walked with Adam in the cool of the day. That he was just on walks with Adam, just kicking it. Just let's go out and stroll. He's like, let's go to the boardwalk on Russell and just walk together. Let's go take a stroll. That's the point, to be with you. And if God created us to be with us, and then when Jesus shows up and says, Emmanuel, God with us, he gave back, he restored, he fixed, he paid the price so that we could go back to our original created intent to be with God. So I ask you again, is God with you? Or have you limited or blocked him into God is just for Sundays at church? And occasionally when I need healing, and occasionally when I have a prayer request, or have you actually said, God, let's do this together? Have you limited your salvation to a one-way ticket to heaven one day and missed that he brought salvation to be part of your life? You know that word salvation in that verse I read, that he says, I have seen your salvation. You know, it's deeper than just a one-way ticket. It's deeper than just a one-moment prayer. That word salvation, when you dig into the Greek of it, this is what that word means. Salvation is total in scope for spirit, soul, and body, and means forgiveness, healing, prosperity, deliverance, safety, rescue, liberation, and restoration. That word, I have seen your salvation, I have held Jesus, and when I received Jesus, I was forgiven, I was healed, I received prosperity, I was delivered, I was saved, I was rescued, I was liberated, I was restored. How many of us are praying prayers asking for God to do things that he's already done? Could I say most of our prayers God's already answered? Most of it. God heal me, and he's like, check. Bet, done. I did that. Yeah, lock that one in. That's a good one. I'm glad you want that because I gave it. You're like, no, I need to be healed. He's like, yeah, I did that. In the salvation thing, the one that you already got it. Remember I sent my son? It wasn't I sent my son so you could get a one-way ticket here. It was I sent my son so you could get me there. I restored the gap. I restored the break. I restored the disconnect so that you could live life as if I was living your life. Jesus with me. And so when we start praying prayers like, God, I need forgiveness, he's like, yeah. Forgiven. You're already forgiven. God, help me, restore me, heal me. He's like, yes. Y'all dads, how many of y'all would get frustrated if you bought your kid a gift? They didn't open it, they just leave it under the tree, and 11 months later, they still begging for the same gift. You'd be like, it's right there. Open your gift. Dad, I just, can you imagine, like my son, my little Levi, he's like, Dad, I just really want a basketball. And I'm like, yeah, I wrapped it. It's not even in a box. You can see it's a ball. Like the wrapping paper it's a ball. You open the ball. Dad, if you loved me, you would give me a basketball. Yeah, yes, I check. If I do love you, and look at that wrapping. I've been bouncing it. The wrapping paper's falling off. It's a ball in here. Take the ball. Dad, if you love me, you must love Willow and Nora more than me. You just don't. No. I gave you the gift. And how many of us are going, God, heal me? Oh, he just doesn't heal me. And he's like, I gave it. I love you. I'm with you. God, just forgive me. Help me, try to restore me. And he's like, no, it's there. I gave it. You know, I just get worked up. I get so stirred up over this because I get so angry at the idea of Christians living lives of deception. Like we have been deceived by the devil to ask for things that our Father already gave. Jesus came to be with you, and if he's with you, you're forgiven. And if he's with you, you're healed. And if he's with you, there's prosperity flowing out of your ears. And if he's with you, he's freed you. And if he's with you, like if he is with you, that everything that comes with him is part of your life. And so many of us keep praying prayers, acting like he's distant and disconnected and doesn't actually love you or even like you. And he's like, no. In the salvation that you received all of this. Man, stop praying these needy prayers and realize that you've already received the fullness of God. That he is with you. Could we be sons and daughters of God this Christmas that realize truly the greatest gift we've ever received is Jesus? And that he came to be with us. And if he's with me, I'm called to live the life that he lived. Walking in power, walking victorious, walking as an overcomer, walking in health and prosperity and abundance and forgiven and restored, walking with purpose and destiny. Like once we realize that he's with us, he didn't come to just die on the cross and leave. Instead, he is with us. Hey, Ben, why don't you come on to the stage with me? In Revelation 3:20, can I close with this thought? Maybe this thought you could take with you today. Write this verse down or open your Bible app and highlight this. All these notes are on our church app. But highlight this verse for you. If you could just get one thought, take this one with you. In Revelation 3:20, it's a verse that you're probably familiar with or you've heard someone quote in the past, but can I give you new context for it? It says, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come into him and eat with him, and he with me. I stand at the door and I knock. Here's the problem. Here's the context that I need you to realize, that this is not a verse to the lost. This was a verse written to the church. This verse was written to believers. This verse was written to us. This is not, if you don't know Jesus, he's waiting to know you and let Jesus in. No. This was a verse written to people that claimed to be Christians but still weren't doing life with him. Could this be us today? We sing the songs, Emmanuel. We say Jesus, and we get upset if someone says happy holiday over Merry Christmas, but we don't actually live with them. We get stirred up over silly stuff the whole time, missing the point that he came to be with you. He wants to be with you, and he wants you to open your door and say, Jesus, why don't you come into my marriage? And he wants you to open the door and say, why don't you come into those parts of my life that I try to hide? And he wants you to open that door and say, why don't you come into the parts of my life that I failed at? And Jesus, I'm gonna open the door and let you come into my hopes and my visions and my future. And I want you to come into my work, and I want you to come into the parts of my life that I'm embarrassed of and ashamed of, and the broken parts and the scarred parts and the mistakes that I made. I'm done hiding. I'm done just limiting you to a Sunday morning experience. I want to open the door of my heart and say, Jesus, come into my life so that I could be with you. Breaks my heart that this is the full expression of so many people's Christian walk, a Sunday experience. My prayer for you, Christian faith, and I pray it every morning as I'm walking and praying, is that you could wake up and encounter the presence of God for yourself. That he would be with you. That you would know he's for you. That you would know he loves you. That you would know that he risked it all just for a shot to be with you. And that no failure from your past, no mistake, no shortcoming, no limitation, nothing could keep you from him recklessly loving you, wanting to be with you. This Christmas season, let's remember that Emmanuel, God came to be with you and with me. And that's who we serve. That's our God. That he came for you. Before we leave, can we all bow our heads and close our eyes?